Okay, so thank you for filling out this needs assessment form. Hi, Lauren.
Hi.
You're my friend. I know you. Let's do this. Okay, so your due date is February 27th. That's coming up pretty soon. And you mentioned earlier that you were going to be induced.
Yeah.
So, any feelings on that right now?
I'm just anxious, I think.
Yeah.
Because I don't know what to expect.
Yeah, I mean, that's understandable. Nobody really knows what to expect because you can have like a completely normal experience or normal experience after that. But you know, it's different for everybody, so understandable.
And I've heard like labor can be like extra long during it.
It
Like
really-
a couple days, so I'm like,
Yeah.
I don't want that. I mean, obviously, whatever happens.
It depends.
But
Yeah, it really just depends on your body, and it depends on your mindset and also the medical team. I mean, the best thing you can do is just trust for the best possible outcome and advocate for yourself. So let's go over some of these questions. You don't have any other family members living with you right now, but you do have a dog and 2 cats. Awesome. Okay, so your contact information looks great. And is it okay if I text you?
yes.
Okay. And do you have a preferred form of communication, like phone calls, text, email?
Any of them's fine.
Okay. Okay. Partner's information looks good. How did you hear about me?
I don't know.
I'm your friend.
You're my friend.
Yeah. Yeah. And what made you want a postpartum doula?
I like the idea of having like someone to support me.
Yeah.
You know, not that my husband doesn't support me, but
Right.
it's like an extra.
Yeah. Yeah. And somebody that's like really well versed in what you're experiencing.
Yeah.
And can just kind of guide you through. And I'm here for you, and I'm also here for the rest of the family. So we're all working together as a team, which is really important. So you're looking for daytime care, and you are planning on breastfeeding and pumping. Have you bought a pump yet?
Yeah, I have.
Okay, cool. Which one do you have?
It's the Spectra 2.
Okay. Cool. And this is your first baby.
Yes.
So no
I
breastfeeding
have.
experience
No,
yet.
same.
Any expectations for that?
No.
Okay.
I'm hoping it goes easy, but I'm not expecting anything.
Yeah. Every baby is different. I mean, if you plan on having another baby, you could have like a breeze with this one, and then the next one you could have some challenges, or vice versa. But yeah, it's always good to have a positive outlook. And it says here that you are planning to co-sleep, so that means you'll have a bassinet in your room.
Next to the bed.
Okay, cool. So, as far as what I can do for you, you said you're looking for education and counseling on infant care, grocery shopping, meal planning and food prep, my favorite, and breastfeeding support, as well as some household chores and some self-care things. I'm currently working on a package for like a mommy self-care day, which would include like mani-pedi, massage. If you want any like hair treatments, we could work all of that out, and then we'll set up a special time in between, you know, your postpartum schedule to get that done, because it does make a difference when you
Sounds so
take
nice.
yeah, when you take some time for yourself. It's like it really makes a difference. So, allergies and dietary concerns. Do you want to talk a little bit more about that?
Yeah, I personally don't really have any other than like I have gestational diabetes right now,
Okay.
but my husband does have lactose intolerance.
Okay. Okay. Any other ones for Dad?
He can't have beef
Okay.
that often.
Okay. Not too much beef.
Not too much.
Okay. Any other food concerns for when I'm grocery shopping?
No.
We can go over like your preferences later on, but I always like to look for really nutritious, cost-effective meals that we can also put in the freezer. So when I come over for a day shift, I usually start preparing something at the beginning, and then like let it cook while I'm doing other tasks, and then we can put some in the freezer for later on. So for medications, you're taking some prenatal vitamins, Ovicidal.
I've never pronounced it correctly.
Okay, and magnesium. And you're still on the Ovicidal?
I'm not taking it currently until after.
Okay, cool. Okay, any other health conditions? Just the gestational diabetes.
Yeah.
That's great. And mental health. So your mental health currently, you're having some anxiety.
Yes, I have diagnosed like general anxiety disorder and OCD. So I don't feel like it's anything more than usual. I'm a little worried.
New experience.
Yeah, I'm a little worried about after having postpartum. Like I've heard that anxiety can be a lot worse, and so I'm kind of like.
It can be, it's a different ball game, but you might find that that's not like a guarantee. Like if you have generalized anxiety disorder, that you're gonna have postpartum anxiety. But it's good to be aware of what you're feeling and come up with a way to manage and cope with that. And that's why doulas are here. We are non-medical, so we won't I'm not your psychologist, but like if I see something that would be of concern, I could, link you up with the resources that you need. And obsessive compulsive disorders. Can you elaborate on how that manifests for you?
It's like in forms of anxiety. Like it's just I'll obsess about something.
Okay.
I'll be anxious about something and then just like kind of blow it up into like all these scenarios.
Okay.
Or I'll
intrusive
have,
intrusive thoughts.
Yeah.
Okay.
And then like skin picking. Like sometimes if I'm really anxious, I'll like pick at something on my arms.
Okay.
Or, like, which I have gotten that under control in the past like year or two.
It's a thing.
But it comes up sometimes.
Yeah, it's a thing. Okay. So you have WellSpan listed as your care provider. And do you think you'll be choosing WellSpan for a pediatrician's office?
I think so.
Okay.
The office I'm at anyway has been really great. All of the doctors, it's you see who they kind of have you on a rotating schedule. So
right.
I don't see one like doctor specifically.
Do you know who will be on schedule for reduced?
I don't.
Okay.
I kind of.
That's not a bad idea to ask. If you can, like when it comes closer to that date, because they'll have their schedules.
I thought it was going to be one specifically.
Okay.
But I kind of think she was just the one who like did the referral for my induction, and so they put her name down. But I don't think it's going to be her.
Okay. All right. And how have you felt your care has been at the office? Like, do you like it? Do you feel like
I feel like it's been good. Like everyone's been really nice and they listen when I tell them things. I kind of they always tell me to call if I'm having any kind of problem, but I tend to not because I've learned they just kind of tell me to take Tylenol and wait it out. So I've now just started to take Tylenol and wait things out.
Yeah.
Which I wish sometimes that maybe they would want to be a little bit more like following up with that, but other than that, it's been fine, and nothing serious has happened or anything.
Yeah, but you've had, with the gestational diabetes, is like that's a complication.
Oh yeah. And they've been very like, every week they call and ask me questions, and I see them. I go to one to the like OB once a week, and then I also go to maternal fetal medicine once a week.
Okay. And are you interested in having your doula accompany you to any pediatricians or postpartum appointments?
I think if I don't have like Ethan that day, then definitely having someone with me makes me feel a lot better. Especially because I get anxious and like flustered, and I don't remember the things I wanted to ask until I'm gone, and then I'm like, oh, I didn't ask anything.
Our job is to like take care of the note taking for you and help you know what you want out of every appointment. So I always like to offer that. So this is probably the hardest question on the intake. Do you feel like there are any personal traumatic experiences that I should be aware of as your doula, that you feel like might come up during pregnancy?
I didn't think like anything that would be like significant.
Okay. And you wrote support for your hopes and expectations of a postpartum doula. So you can definitely count on support from a doula.
I didn't know like what specifics to put. Like I just like, you know,
what level of support or like in what ways?
Just like I know I can be like an anxious person, so like asking questions and like kind of like reaffirming that I'm like, this is normal.
Yeah, you're doing okay. You're a good mom. Yeah. I also, when you said like being there and being an anxious person, I thought of like the term holding space, because like that's essentially what we're doing when we're with you in those moments of anxiety. We're a non-judgmental support system. So like whatever needs to come out, like you have the freedom to like let that out. So yeah, those are very realistic expectations. Okay. And in terms of parenting, you said your parenting values are more non-traditional, avoiding trauma, understanding, respectful.
That was what Ethan said. He's like avoiding causing harm. Basically, we don't want to like.
What would be things that you think would be like a source of trauma for your child?
Like I don't want to ever have them feel like they can't express emotion.
Okay.
Or hold back, or feel scared. You know, I never want them to be scared of me or Ethan. We really want to try to like do our best to like understand like what they're feeling, and like not take things as like they're throwing a tantrum just to throw a tantrum. Right. There's like a reason.
Yeah.
And it doesn't have to be obvious to us. Like, it could be a feeling they're having, and it's okay to have that feeling.
And with your background in early childhood education, you're kind of looking at it from like an evidence-based perspective. So yeah, I got you. Anything, I know you're Latina, so are there any like cultural traditions or values that are going to be important to you during postpartum?
Oh, I don't know, actually. That's a really good one. I haven't like thought about it.
Yeah.
Like I definitely, I don't know, like I have silly ones that like we grew up with that were like babies always have to have hats on, and like, you know, like things like. Oh my gosh! Like I was like, oh my gosh, you don't have enough hats.
Especially when you have a baby in the cold.
Yeah. Like there's like silly things that I'm like.
I forget that that's totally because my Mima
Like we're from like if you have like a small baby out, these old ladies will come up to you and be like, Mija, he's not wearing a hat. Like, or, you know, like, or like, it's like.
Even though you're from California.
And it's like warm, they're still like, like,
oh my
they're shocked at you for not having a hat and a blanket and like all this stuff. But like, I've always been like, oh,
it's a tradition.
It's like,
I mean, as long as the baby's not like super hot.
No, like if it's like really hot, it's like it's not like a beanie, but you know, like
it's cute.
There's like little things.
Yeah. My sister, she started putting hats on Elliot at a very early age, and like now he wears a hat, and Sosa will not wear a hat at all. Because I didn't really, we were indoors most of the time, but that's so funny that you say that. And as far as expecting help or support from other family members and friends, most of your family's back home.
Yeah. So just friends, really.
Yeah.
We have like our family sends us things, and like I'm sure support in other ways, but they're not going to physically be here.
Right. Maybe a few visits here and there. Okay. Have you developed any relationships with your neighbors yet?
Everyone's been very nice. But I haven't seen them enough to like be like,
hey, I'm having a baby. Wanna cook me something?
You wanna help me?
Yeah, I got you. And you said you're excited for everything when baby arrives. Be specific. What's like one like little thing?
I just want to hold him. I think I just like am excited to like
know what he looks like.
And like I was telling Ethan I feel really selfish because like his family's gonna come eventually, and I was like, but my first response was like, but I don't want to share him with them, which sounds insane and weird and like awful, but I was like, no, I like made him.
It's like it's biologically normal for you to want to be like around him all the time. Like that's what moms have been doing. That's what carry mammals do. Like we carry our babies around. And your biggest concern is SIDS. Yeah, I have like a really like terrible like fear. Like I know that's like common, like it seems to be anyway. Yeah. I like research a lot about like what helps reduce that risk. So like and like how like what percent it reduces it, like like having a pacifier or a fan in the room, a humidifier, like everything that can like help reduce that risk. Like I really feel like the first month or two I'm gonna be like checking him a lot, like to make sure he's breathing and like fine. And it's something I'm already like, you have to keep that in check. You can't like live in fear like that. Right. Or otherwise you'll be like, I'll just be a mess for a long time. Yeah. But no, I don't know a single mom that's not worried about that. Any other questions for me at this point? No. We're good? Yeah. Okay, cool. Well, thank you.